3:40 p.m., my phone buzzed. I opened the electronic report, skipped straight to the end. DNA analysis indicates a 0.0001% probability of biological relationship between Vivian Hart and Alex Robinson. Based on genetic marker analysis, evidence does not support Vivian Hart as the biological mother of Alex Robinson. Even though I'd prepared myself, seeing those words made my vision blur for a moment. I leaned against the wall and slid down to the floor. Not my child. I'd raised a child who wasn't mine for 9 years.
Dr. Susi, I need to access my delivery records and hospitalization files from 9 years ago.
Her smile froze for a moment.
That was so long ago. The files might already be archived.
It took some effort, but eventually someone from the records room brought over a folder. I flipped it open. The documentation was shockingly sparse. Only basic informations. Admission time, discharge time, delivery method, newborn weight, no detailed labor notes, no nurse handoff records, no pediatric examination reports.
Is this everything?
She looked apologetic.
That's all we have in the system. Paper records are usually kept for 10 years. You're right at the edge of that window. What about the newborn footprints? The blood samples?
She shook her head.
Those should be in the newborn records, but we couldn't locate them.
It was obvious there was something wrong. An abnormally simple medical file. Missing newborn records. A child who wasn't mine. A receipt slipped from the pocket and fell near my feet. After he left the room, I picked it up. A perfume purchase. Expensive. Bought yesterday afternoon. A brand name I didn't recognize. But I knew it wasn't for me. I thought about our marriage. 10 years.
Julian hadn't bought me a gift in all that time.
Not since our first anniversary. A scarf. I still had it somewhere. After that, nothing. No birthday gifts. No anniversary gifts. No just because gifts. I told myself he wasn't romantic. He showed love in other ways. He was practical and focused on providing, on his career. I'd made excuses for him. But now, holding this receipt, I understood. He wasn't unromantic. He wasn't too busy. He wasn't too practical. His romance just wasn't for me.
The buyer was Chloe Williams.
Chloe Williams.
I knew that name. Julian's secretary, hired 6 months ago. Early 30s, divorced. I drove to the airport. I didn't know what I was hoping to confirm. Maybe the perfume was for a client. Maybe I was overthinking this. I waited outside the International Departures Hall for half an hour. Then I saw them. Julian and her. Chloe wore a beige trench coat, pulling a small suitcase behind her. She walked beside Julian, laughing at something he'd said. Julian's face carried an expression I hadn't seen in years. Relaxed. Genuinely happy. At the security checkpoint, Chloe stopped. She reached up, casual and familiar, to straighten Julian's collar. He didn't pull away. He leaned down and whispered something in her ear. She smiled. Then she stood on her toes and kissed him on the lips. Julian's hand rested on her waist. They stayed like that for a moment before separating. Like they'd done it 1,000 times before. The last shred of self-deception evaporated. By the next afternoon, I had the report. Chloe Williams, 32 years old, divorced 5 years ago. 1 son, 9 years old. Name, Alan. Attending a public school in the West End. The date jumped out at me.
Chloe's son was only 1 week older than Alex.
For the first time in 10 years, I felt my blood run hot. I sat on the sofa, holding the detective's report. Then, a thought struck me. I ran to study. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. Then, slowly, I typed in Chloe's birth date. The desktop opened. I clicked it open. Inside were subfolders organized by year, starting 11 years ago. The earliest folder contained scanned photographs. Julian and Chloe in high school uniforms standing under a locust tree. 19-year-old Julian smiling, his arm around Chloe's shoulders. She had her hair in a ponytail looking up at him. The next photo was from college. The two of them in the library. Then their graduation photo. Both in cap and gown holding hands. That was the year Julian told me the company was struggling financially. We'd canceled our anniversary trip. Instead, he bought a scarf for me. I closed the folder. The screen behind the closed folder is our wedding photo. At the law office, I placed a USB drive on Attorney Morrison's desk. Inside, backup copies of all the photos, the DNA test results, scanned hospital records, the perfume receipt, files on Chloe and Alan. I want a divorce. I want Julian to leave with nothing. I want custody of my child.
I want him to pay for what he's done.
3 reasons to watch. Shocking DNA lie. Husband's secret lover. Missing real child. Don't miss. Head back to homepage for all episodes.